Right next to me is a luxury two-row SUV, and it actually is the most affordable Range Rover that you can buy. This is the 2026 Range Rover Evoque S. In this video, I'll be taking you through the Evoque, which is actually the base Range Rover. Range Rover has a tier system of 4 different cars. Think of it like Pokemon. I'm kind of gonna nerd out here, and it sounds funny, but once you think about it, it makes sense. So this is the Evoque, the baby Pokemon of the Range Rover. Then the next evolution, the next step up, is the Velar. A little bit more pricey, a little bit more fancy. Then a step up above that is the Range Rover Sport. And then if you want to go to the top, Max Evolution, Ultra Beast, is the full-size Range Rover. It's kind of funny, like you think about it, it's weird, but it actually well describes the way how Range Rover works. But the real question is, does the Evoque live up to the Range Rover name? And is it worth it altogether? Because this vehicle's MSRP is $51,000. Now, this specific vehicle I have does have a few options. I want to kind of quickly go through it. It has the cold climate pack, 20-inch wheels, the special black color, 3D surround cameras, and basic interior package. That's rough estimate around $5,000 of options, brings the total to, after dealer fees and everything, to $56,000. Thank you to Jaguar Land Rover of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and start off with the front, because this vehicle has the looks as well as the features. It has 2 massive fender flares that pop out the side. It makes it look really angry aggressive, kind of like a wide body kit. It's kind of cool and unique. You have the Range Rover badge all up front. People are gonna know you're driving a Range Rover. Now up here, you have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and LED turn signals in this long, thin piece here. Now, what is this little rhombus shape? That's an actual washer jet. Yes, that will pop out mechanically and squirt washer fluid onto the headlights. It's actually pretty cool and unique, but you need to have the lights on. You can't do it when the lights are off. You have to flip it on and then flip the washer jet, and that will pop out and squirt those. Over here on the side, you have actual airflow. I can stick my whole hand, actually 2 hands in here if I want, and this takes air, sucks it through the side to improve the aerodynamics. These little dots down here are your parking sensors. So as I come close to you guys on the tripod, a cat, a human, it's gonna beep at me because it doesn't want me to hit you guys. Now, there is so much airflow for this engine. Airflow up here, airflow in this middle part, which is kind of unique and cool, and then airflow down here, all for that engine. On the bottom of the grille, there's little teeny fog lights, one on each side. In the middle, there's a camera for your 360-degree view, and this vehicle has an 8.3-inch ground clearance. Under the hood is where this vehicle actually shocked me, because it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. And you're probably thinking, okay, what, 190 horsepower? No, this is producing 246 horsepower and 269 foot-pounds of torque. Those are very healthy numbers for a 4-cylinder turbo. In a bigger, I mean, it's smaller, but still a kind of a heftier sized vehicle. Now, it's all going through a 9-speed automatic transmission, and all that power is going to all 4 wheels because this is all-wheel drive. And this gets a pretty decently healthy 22 miles to the gallon. Now, the key fob of this vehicle is definitely a chonker. It's a big boy. You got this gray plastic Land Rover badge, if I can put it straight over here. Got lock, unlock, typical type of stuff. Hold this, and the trunk automatically opens up. Wow, that's actually a very quick trunk, and that opens very far up. And then hold it again, and the trunk automatically closes. And then this is a pretty cool feature that Land Rovers have. This button right here can actually control the headlights. I'll kind of flash to it. I'll show you a little picture or a video of it. But if you hit this, the headlights will flash on and off. Now, there is no remote start on this key fob. It's non-existent because you have to have an app to remote start. And as far as I know, it's a $120 a year subscription. Now, you might get a free kind of few months or year for buying the car, but that controls the, the inside heat. So if you want to kind of time it, saying, okay, I'm getting in the car in the next 10 minutes, turn on the heat automatically, turn remote start the car, do a couple other features like that. There's no roof rails on this vehicle, and there is a quote-unquote panoramic sunroof. I'll show you on the inside. I think they kind of lied with that claim, but it's still massive sunroof there. You have blind spot monitoring on the mirrors, you have turn signals on the side, and these cameras down here for the 360-degree view in the inside. Now, these fender flares absolutely pop out on the side. And this is running these all-season weather tires with the additional $1,800 20-inch alloy rims. These are the black rims. Now, I'll see if I can throw up a picture of the normal rims. They're 18-inch that comes with this vehicle stock. Now, if you have your keys in your pocket, Where's the door handles here? Like same back here. Well, it's actually flush into the body. So come up, hit this button, and it pops out. It kind of reminds me of a Tesla where it's kind of hidden and you pop it in and out. Same with all 4 doors, and you could hit it and lock the rear as well. Open up the rear door and you're actually greeted to pretty luxurious materials. So you have some soft touch plastic up here, some softer but still harder inside. That's where it's hard because that's where we put drinks, snacks, gets dirty, wash it away. Up here is probably one of the best materials I've ever felt in a vehicle. It's like a faux leather, but it's super squishy and soft. It is so nice to rest my hand on. I'm not joking. Like, I wish I could have this in my whole entire car in my house. This is actually really nice. Door handle right here, window control, your Meridian sound system with 1 speaker up here and 1 speaker down there. Now, hopping in the rear seats, how are these? They're all leather seats in here. These are actually pretty comfortable. They have really good back support. You sink in, but it just is not as squishy like as other vehicles. It's pretty hard as a rock. Legroom in this vehicle is really good. This is set to my driving position. I'm 5'8". I'm not the tallest at all. And I got a good amount of legroom, and headroom is pretty decent with the sunroof kind of like, you know, the sunshade open. I got probably what, 4 or 5 inches. 6 foot tall person can definitely fit. But I will say, this piece right here is blocking you. So you probably want to lean more towards here if you're tall. That's not bad. Just, you know, remember to lean here. And then what else you got up here? You have 2 AC vents, 2 rear heated seats. That comes in the cold weather climate package. And then all the way down there, you have 2 USB Type-Cs and then a cigarette outlet port, or 12 volt. How is the middle hump though? Let's see. There is a big middle hump. So that's not going to be comfortable. You're going to have to man spread in this vehicle. And still man spreading, I say 3 adults can fit in here pretty fine. Now, if there's no middle seat passenger, open this up and you have dual cup holder armrest. It's actually pretty nice and squishy. I will say one thing. The panoramic sunroof in this vehicle, I don't even know if you can call it panoramic because it goes here and then just has a massive blockage and then a little bit back there. So if you're a rear seat passenger, it's kind of blocking your whole entire view. And I almost forgot, you have little coat hangers on the backs of kind of this pillar here. So if you're a business person, want to hang up a suit, you can do that. Open up the front door and you're greeted to pretty much a direct copy of the rear door, which is perfect because the materials are good. Same soft touch plastic up here, that super nice faux leather material that I really love. And then the harder touch plastic down here where you get dirty, it's all good. Now 2 speaker grills, same exact like the rear. Now there's 4 window controls, they're all 1 touch down, 1 touch up. And then you have 3 memory seat settings. So if one person sits all the way up here, down up there and there, you can hit it and adjust it to where they sit. So these are the same type of seats as the rear. It's the leather material and these are heated up front and they're bucket seats. This is a 14-way memory seat setting. So up, down, like kind of tilt and lumbar controls. But let's see, does the passenger have controls? Let's see, oh, I don't know if you can see there. Yeah, and it has lumbar as well. Turn the vehicle on with a push to start and you're greeted to a full digital gauge display. No analog, all digital here. And the stuff you could do with the screen is actually kind of cool. So over in the steering wheel, you see this little circle button, push this in, and then these 4 directional pads come up, kind of like a D-pad on a video game controller. So if you want to go to info panel, go to the left side there, and then you have different things you could put in the center. So right now I have empty panel, but you can go to navigation, your media, your music, trip summary, 4x4 information, driver assistance, and a clock. So let's put a clock right there if you want to. Now you can also do more. So hit that again and go down to display layout, hit on the right side. Now if you want from 2 displays to 1 display or 1 dial, do that. And it shows 1 dial right in the center there. And these screens can be changed to whatever you want. So I have maps on that, I have music. You could change this to be the maps and that to be the music. But what if I want the maps to be the full entire screen? So you go scroll down to display layout, and then you go to map, and the maps is the whole entire display. Now I have it set to the closest Dunkin' Donuts right now. So instead of looking here for maps, you can just look here, drive, and know where to go. This vehicle is a leather-wrapped heated steering wheel with heating controls right down there. It has paddle shifters on the back to change the gears manually. And I'm gonna go through some of these kind of controls on the wheel because I did a little bit for that screen, but there's a lot more. So this goes to your phone controls, What is this little diamond icon? Well, that will actually bring up a favorite key. So you can customize a long press and a short press to anything you want in this car. You know how your phone has like a side button, you could hit it and double tap to go to the camera, etc. You could do that in your car, and there's a lot. So let's say if you want to launch Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you could have it set to that. You could have it set to play media, do other stuff, even change the seat climate settings like the heated seats with a button like that. That's kind of cool. And there's also more stuff this steering wheel can do. So this is the volume rocker, up and down on volume, voice settings. What is this little car icon here? Well, it'll adjust here, and if you hold it, it shows up on this touchscreen. This is your driver safety settings or your assistance settings. So if you want to go all safety settings on, do it on all, or low. Or what if you want to and customize each individual safety setting? Well, you can do that. This vehicle has speed limit warning, forward collision warning, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, forward and back, like I said, collision warning as well, and rear parking sensors with moving trajectory lines. Now, this does have the $1,800 additional option for the 360-degree view camera. But let me tell you, it is actually really cool. It's like a video game. Like if you've played Need for Speed or Forza or any racing game, it is literally like that. It also shows my tripod in the back with shadows. It's a very good camera. Also, you can go and do off-road as well. So it'll show you exactly where your tires are pointed and where you're headed. Land Rover put a curved touchscreen with wireless Android and wireless Apple CarPlay in this vehicle. Yes, it is actually curved. I don't know if you could tell there, but it's a very cool, definitely bright and vibrant screen. What can this do? Well, again, typical Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, music, you have your cameras there, but so much other stuff. So you can't adjust your AC and heated seats through a button. There's no buttons anywhere in this vehicle, so it's all through the touchscreen. So you have little kind of hot bars for the driver's side and the passenger side because it's dual zone climate. So if the driver wants some AC on, hit this, you can just blast it on if you want. Or if you do your seat settings, turn the AC on, off, customize whatever you want as well. Now, you can go into all these different apps. You have eco data, low traction launch, vehicle dimensions. So you could see the exact dimensions of your vehicle if you want to do like a math problem. Also, this can go into water. So if I go to wade sensing here, you can turn that on or off, and it can go up to a max of 1 foot and 8 inches of water. So hey, if you're going in water, turn this setting on and it'll adjust it. A compass as well as a valet mode. So if you're giving this car to a valet, you can go and put in a passcode so they can't access your settings, do anything crazy. But what I think is pretty cool is the personalized setting. Is a lot of vehicles are starting to do this, where you can have customized accounts. So you can have a few accounts. Let's say if a husband and wife take this car and they have their own different climate settings, their own different adjusted, phones, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, different customization settings up here. You can go and add an account, and when you hop in the car, type in your account, and then that'll come up and all your things will be adjusted to your exact way. Below the touchscreen, there's a little thing here, hit that, and below you got a wireless charging pad, USB Type-C port, and a little spot, I guess, to put some coins or a little extra knickknacks and hide that away. This is the only kind of physical thing you got here, which is a gear knob. So put the brake, there's a little button there, push it back for drive, up for reverse, and then P for park. 2 cup holders here, and the cup holder armrest I like. It's that same squishy material that's on the door pockets, the side that I really like, that faux kind of leather material. And there's 2 ways to open this. Well, you could just open one on the side or both all together. So imagine if someone's in the passenger side and you got to access this, you can just open up your side while they're still resting their arm. Also, back onto the sunroof, where I have even more complaints. So you got that back bar that'll block the rear visibility, but look at how much visibility you have in the front. Nothing. There, you can't see it. I'll be driving here, I'm not looking up. I mean, I guess it's cool, the sun is kind of coming down and shining, but you have no visibility. Now, if you want to open it up, it actually goes really, really far open, so you can stick your whole entire body out there. The rear of the vehicle is just like the front, where it's very elegant, but yet beefy. I mean, look at this. Like the rear spoiler up here goes like in here, and that sticks out. That's like what, a 6-inch difference of length? It's actually crazy. The side fender flares stick out. I'm gonna see if I can get a side shot here. It's a bulge. It looks cool, but it just kind of sticks out. Range Rover all in the back here. People are gonna know you're driving a Range Rover. Evoque right there, and these are LED taillights and LED turn signals in the back. It's really cool. It wraps around all the way back here. Now you do have a third LED brake light up there, right on this roof spoiler. It sticks really far out, makes it look sporty and nice. Now where is your wiper blade? Because it's gone. Well, it's actually hidden. It's hidden under that little roof spoiler. So when you hit it, it swings out and kind of tucks back when you don't need it. Now you do have rear parking sensors. So this dot here, that dot there, same like the front. So if you back up to things, it's gonna beep at you because it doesn't want you to hurt anyone. You have a backup camera there. And then what else do you got? Well, you got this little piece right here that makes it look kind of sporty and nice. To open up the trunk, there's a little secret button right underneath that R there, and it opens it up. And it's actually pretty fast. Now, how many mats does it fit in the back here? I'm not like typical car reviewers. I wanna see if I could fit in the back. And it fits one, and probably 1.5, maybe not fully 2. Again, I'm 5'8", so I'm not the tallest at all. Now you have a 12-volt cigarette outlet port in here, and you have 2 little coat hangers, which are probably for like grocery bags. You could fit in there and so they don't kind of fly around. And then you have a little cargo cover, which like mesh, so you put items there, they don't fly. If you don't have a middle seat passenger and need to take a 2x4, you can push this button, pull that down, and then you have a row to put a whole plank of wood there. But what if you now want to take a massive cabinet? Well, you just pull that lever, push that seat down, pull that seat down. Oh, if I can even do this. I'm doing this one hand. It's not that hard. You got this whole extra storage. And heck, you can even lay down in this vehicle if you want. And yes, this does come with a privacy cover that hangs up here. I just took it out to fit in the trunk, but that hangs up. So when you close it, no one can see in the inside. And let's see, did Land Rover include a spare tire or a fix-it-flat? So lift this up, and you actually got a spare tire. Good job. Now, taking the 2026 Range Rover Evoque out on the road, how does it feel? It actually feels really good. The suspension is soft enough where you can hit potholes and you really don't feel anything in this vehicle. But when you turn, you're definitely gonna be kind of, moving around. It's not stiff, it's not sporty. It's tuned for that soft drive. The gear changes, you don't feel it whatsoever. It's a very, very smooth drive. You do not hear really any road noise, but you do hear engine noise. So the outside road noise, again, you'll hear like your car kind of hitting potholes, but besides that, nothing on the outside. You do hear the engine, especially when you step on it. And then when you step on it, oh, you get kicked back in this vehicle. That 256 or 46 horsepower engine actually does really good when you step on it. It is a very comfortable experience. And I do gotta say, you are very high up in this vehicle, but you don't feel like a monster on the road. It gives you this nice kind of middle ground where it's like high up, but it's again a smaller vehicle. It's not too massive. So you still feel like nimble and tiny on the road, but still yet the height advantage. So it's the mix in between. I kind of like it. Now overall, what do I think of this vehicle? I like this, I really do. It's a $56,000 vehicle, which again, is a little bit pricey, but it's not like overly pricey. Like there are some Chevy vehicles that are $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 vehicles, and this is a Land Rover that you can get for $56,000. It is the base, but really nothing about it is base to me. You get nice materials on the side, the Meridian sound system, this massive curved touchscreen, digital gauge, heated front seats, heated rear seats as well, a lot of space. It is actually a fun car to drive, and you don't feel like you're in a lower end Range Rover. They did very good on this vehicle of saying, hey, you're driving a Range Rover. It doesn't matter if you're driving the $50,000 one or the $150,000, you are driving a Range Rover, and it feels like that. But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth the $56,000? Hey, be honest, let me know in the comments below. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Jaguar Land Rover of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.